Hello and welcome back to another Walking With vlog. Today we are in Argassi, so let's go. We decided to film the intro in a bus stop, as you do. Now, I'm just going to point something out. This is the biggest lie you'll ever see. 10 minutes, more like 2 hours. Wow. Here we are in Argassi, the very start of the strip. So we are at the end of the strip. Is it a strip? I wouldn't say it's a strip. Maybe a road. I don't really know.
Down, isn't it?
So if you know Argassi, you'll know where we're stood now. We're right by the bakery. So the bakery is where we started. And we are just going to take a walk down. We drove here today and passed one of our favourite views on the whole entire island. When we first came here in August 2022, we saw this view, and it's nothing special really, but for us it was just like, it's been ingrained in our brain ever since we first saw it. And we don't actually drive down this way a lot, but whenever we do, we're like, oh, that's the reason why we moved here.
Yeah, so we live in 𝐭𝐤𝐤𝐿, but we first ever stayed in Argassi. We came out to film for a week for a friend of ours, and the way in which we were booked out here is it was just a cheap week's holiday on Jet2. And we stayed in Argassi, and back and forth to where we were staying every time we were going out to film was pretty much that way. And seeing that view, it brings back a lot of memories, brings back a lot of emotions. And I mean, whichever way you're going, whether you're coming to Argassi, you've got that view, and when you're driving away from Argassi towards town, you've got an equally beautiful view. And it just, yeah,
it's beautiful.
As you can see, like all the hotels, as expected, are all closed up. One main thing that would keep us from living in Argassi, for anyone who's been here in the summer, you'll know just how busy this one main road gets. And I mean, it gets absolutely chocker. Any time there's a bus coming through or a coach, whether it be from the airport or from an excursion, and the whole place just gets really kind of just absolutely chocker.
Hi. Hi. No, it's not fun.
Okay. And as a result, because we live and we work out here, I don't know, just coming to and from it would just, I think it would just get a bit too much, wouldn't it?
Well, there is a back road to get through, but I imagine that gets busy as well, to be honest. So there's loads of hotels here that I didn't even know about. We've seen a change in this place since we first came out here in 2022 to last season. There was a couple of new bars, a couple of new places that we'd never seen before.
Funnily enough, where we actually stayed was a hotel just up there. And
I'll get the name of it and pop it on there.
And at the time when we were staying there, that was called Star Restaurant. Yeah. So that's now called Luma. Had a real complete refit. I wonder if it's under new management or not. We ate there once, it was lovely.
Shall we nip down and show the beach?
Yeah, let's. So the hotel, so 𝐿 He's so cute, isn't he? Hi.
All right, all right.
So the hotel down here on the right-hand side, we actually have a connection to this hotel. The sofas that we have in our house were from this hotel. They were doing a refit, 22 into 23. And they were selling a lot of their furniture off.
This is quite a funny story.
And we got 2 sofas and a footstool.
We did.
From the owner here.
But we got it, Adam, in the January when we came before we moved out. So we actually got it in the January 2023.
We did.
And that was, we've been paying rent on our apartment.
Since the December?
Since the December, but we hadn't actually seen our apartment.
No.
So on that trip, we came out to view our apartment, and we ended up getting sofas and getting them sent to the house, yeah.
So the way in which it was delivered, the owner's mate had a pickup, and we loaded them into the back of his pickup, and he followed us to our house. And you don't want mates like that, because the guy who owned the pickup obviously wasn't necessarily anticipating the fact that he'd have to help some Brit not only load them onto his pickup, but off and into the house as well. Now, some work has been done on this, because when we first came to Argassi, as I said, back in 22, this bit of a bridge was actually in the water. But as you can see, the local authorities have built it up, and they're trying to preserve it. And what this work has created, I've seen a few posts on some of the Facebook groups, is a little bit of a lagoon, all to protect this walkway, which was built in 1805. The beauty of Argassi as well is you can see all the way across the main bay of Zante town, and you can see 𝐥𝐤𝐤𝐤 in the distance. Right behind, I don't know if you can see it, but you can actually see 𝐭𝐡𝐢𝐤𝐤 all the way on the horizon, and then you've got Zakynthos town right there as well.
So we're heading back up to the main street in Argassi now, and we'll continue our walk. I spy a little stray. I actually drive around with a 10-kilo bag of dry cat food in the back of the car. So if I see a stray, I always pull over and feed them. You kind of have to do your bit when you live somewhere that has quite a lot of strays. Help out where you can.
There are regular groups on the island that go around and feed the strays in the winter.
So you have Artemis Bar over to the right-hand side. We've been in there a couple of times. You get some live acts on in there.
Yeah, it's a good night in there.
And then next door to that is our favourite restaurant in the whole of Argassi, Ethnic. I've lost count of the amount of times we've been there. It's amazing.
The family are great. The food is absolutely stunning. Get there early in the evening because stuff gets sold out. It's just absolutely gorgeous food.
For those who are a regular to Greece, you'll know about After. It's a chain place that does desserts. And what did you have, Adam?
Oh, I had a crepe.
Crepe, yeah, it's a crepe place.
I had a cheeseburger crepe, which it felt like a really good idea, but it was really quite sickly towards the end.
Yeah, because who goes to After to get a savoury crepe? Everyone goes there for sweet. I got Nutella.
I'd never heard of them before.
Like a normal person. But even so though, Ad, you don't have to hear about them to know that when you get a crepe, you don't get a savoury crepe. You always go sweet. Comment if you will get a savoury crepe or if you're normal like me and get a sweet crepe. I feel like we've been to one of these bars before. Is it? We went to one of them, I'm not too sure. Oh, I think it's Nostos Bar.
Yeah, we've had coffee and drinks there before.
We went there with my mum and dad as well, I think.
We did. As we said in a number of our videos, a lot of the places completely board up or they really cover over because the weather can be really terrible here in the winter. And so most of the places, as you can see, even Notos, you've got plastic all around the bar as well. And most places, if they've got any electrical outlets, they will wrap plastic bags around them.
So we have the famous Magic over to the right-hand side, which is apparently open during the winter. We've been there a couple of times. I can't remember, to be honest, I was quite drunk. And then right by there, we have another little road. We'll explore that by car later, so you can see up there. But there's a couple of hotels up there and more bars and stuff again.
If you've never seen this place in the winter though, this will look very much like 𝐥𝐤𝐤𝐤 compared to the main season, because it's generally very, very busy down here.
You have a beach bar here, which gets really busy. With places like that, there's generally a cost for the sunbeds, and the food and drink can be quite pricey, but it is worth it if you want a little bougie day at the beach.
Bougie.
Bougie. Both of these places. So this place here, we've had some banging food in there.
Definitely.
And gorgeous. The place next door, we've also eaten as well.
Which is
some
called...
absolutely banging food in there as well.
𝐸𝐥𝐤𝐤𝐿. Gorgeous restaurants.
There's loads of cute places as well, actually. We've actually eaten here before. Last season we came in here and the staff were lovely, and we had some calamari and some sangria, and I can't remember, we just got loads of little starters. I think it was lovely. So if you've eaten in any places around here, then just let us know what's good, because we're always on the lookout to try new places.
Even though it's really quiet coming through Argassi, as in everywhere's closed, it is still a main thoroughfare, because obviously going straight on in the direction we're viewing, that takes you all the way down to Vasilikos. So it is still a main road that a lot of locals will use throughout the winter to get to and from town and all the way down to the south part of the island.
Here's a couple more hotels. We've passed quite a few on the left-hand side. That looks nice across there, Zinc. Don't think we've ever eaten there, have we? Coming up on the right-hand side, Legends Bar. If you've ever been, let us know what it's like. It's always chocker. This hotel looks lovely. Little like garden bungalow type villa type things.
Oh yeah.
Very nice. Looks like something out of Thailand, that. So over on the right hand side we have mini golf.
Oh, I love mini golf.
If you have the patience for that, that's great. I do not.
Love
They also do IPA there, ads, look.
What?
IPA.
Oh, hello. IPA, pale ale, Pilsner. Oh.
Need to go in there just for a pint, I think. Over to the right hand side we have Green Frog. Now if you've never been here, it's great. It's basically a restaurant, a bar and a supermarket.
And an entertainment venue.
Yeah, they have Axon as well. All the products they sell in the supermarket are local. The family that run it are lovely. The food, wow, something else. It's nice for a nice little treat. The restaurant out the back is beautiful of an evening. Loads of fairy lights, it really is super pretty.
And they do cooking classes as well.
Oh my God, the cooking classes. How did I not mention the cooking classes?
As well as...
We've done the cooking classes there.
As well as filming weddings, we also do corporate and commercial video, and we filmed, they were one of our first clients here on this island, and we filmed their cooking classes.
Yeah, but forget about that, we've also done the cooking class as like a tourist.
Well, yeah, but the minute that your parents came over, that was it. We were getting them on the cooking class.
It was amazing, honestly.
So
you need to do it because we had such a laugh. We were stuffed.
You
Jesus.
make gyros or souvlaki.
Well, there's different ones, there's different classes
I know,
depending on.
But what we did, made stuffed vine leaves. We did orange cake.
Oh, it was amazing.
Our own tzatziki. I'm starving now. So yeah, cooking classes, Zante as well. We'll put a link in. Should we put the link in below for?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be in the bottom.
So we are actually going to leave you here. This is where the road strip kind of ends. But if you continue up this way, there are two places what I think are really worth a visit. First of all, you have Utopia, which is a restaurant, and it's amazing. Very classy, very bougie, very nice. And also, if you keep on going up, there'll be a slight little hill and you'll come to the garden bar. The garden bar has gorgeous views, nice for sunset drinks. Cocktails are perfect, and it really, you can walk there. It's literally up that road, so it's not far away at all. But we're gonna leave you here. We're gonna head back to the car, jump in the car and take you for a little drive round.
And just as we're walking back to the car, one thing that you may never experience if you're not here in the winter, or at least in the colder months, is there's a certain smell in the air, and it's olive wood being burned. So olive trees on this island, what did Jackie say there are? Like 2 million on the island?
Loads.
And one of the main things that a lot of the locals do in the winter is they harvest the olives from the trees. And part of that harvest is also pruning and cutting back a lot of the tree. It's done by people who really do know what they're doing. But what is always left over is a lot of olive wood. And it's a certain smell when it's being burned. A lot of the traditional houses and even newer houses here will have wood burning fires in their homes to heat their homes. And the smell, it's kind of sweet and obviously smoky, and it's a burning I've never smelled before, and it just, every time I smell it, it's like, yeah, that's winter in Zante.
It does get fairly cold here during the winter. People get surprised when we actually say like we need heating on the winter. It really does get quite cold, and it gets damp. Your houses get damp here.
Yeah, the humidity is really high.
Yeah, and like if you come in October, you can start to feel the change in the air, and you might notice things in your room feeling a little bit damp. When we came in October, we stayed at the Macedonia.
Yeah, we did.
In 𝐸𝐤𝐤, and I said to Adam, I was like, my God, these sheets feel damp.
Yeah.
And it was this time of year. But obviously at that point we didn't know anything about it because we hadn't even moved here yet. And I was like, oh, I just felt weird. Oh.
Yeah, we'd never experienced like humidity like that.
No.
There is actually a setting on most modern air conditioning units. And if you're not too sure and you are here in one of those colder months, beginning or end of the season, and you're finding that, have a web reception, they will tell you exactly what setting to put it on to try
heat?
No, it's not.
It's like dry or something, is it?
Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah.
And your air conditioner will kind of work as a dehumidifier as well.
So we are back in the car and off we go on our drive around Argassi. So there are loads of restaurants and bars up here. There's also a hotel up here as well.
You've got meeting point right there, which is pretty much in the middle. Up to the left there is quite a few Airbnbs. But we're going to continue around to the right hand side. So as Emma said earlier in this video, there is a back road which you could use to kind of get through in the busy times, but as you can see, it only kind of feeds down to the to halfway along the main road. Still see a lot of the after effects of the flooding over the last few days from the downpours.
The restaurant that I mentioned before that stays open during the winter, Peppermint, I believe it's somewhere down here. Oh, it's actually here on the left hand side.
Oh yeah, that looks lovely there, doesn't it?
It does look nice.
And that's open in the winter?
Apparently so, yeah. So we are back where we started at the bakery.
So that's it from our winter walking tour here in Argassi. If you haven't seen any of the other ones, have a little look in the description. There's a link to the playlist of everything we've done so far and the ones that we'll do in the future.
We've had a couple of comments from people saying, can you film this place, that place? Don't worry, we have made a list of everything to film, and every single week we have something new coming up on our channel, so make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss anything. We're planning to keep this going throughout the summer as well, so you'll get used to us popping up on your YouTube with fresh new content every single week.
So with that in mind, if you have enjoyed this video, please give it a like on YouTube. It really does help us out, and subscribe so you don't miss out any of our future content. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye.